Hi, my name is Elise Naramore. gotFeedback helps me quickly annotate student work, creating a paperless submission that I can still write on. Students have all of their work in one place, so they aren't losing their papers and can view earlier submissions as well as my comments over and over again. This helps us to track their progress over time, which so often gets lost when we reduce student work to a grade. Students document the process of developing ideas. They include pictures and movies and spreadsheets of data, narrative responses, reflective responses, so much more. This provides me with much more information, not only about the product that they create, but about the process. When all I get is a final product, as I have in the past, I don't know anything about the ups and downs, challenges and excitement of designing and building a working model. gotFeedback allows me to see all of that as it's captured little by little and spread out over the course of many, many days. I have each of my 4 classes over here, and when I go into any one of my classes and I can look at the folders, and I have a lot of folders here because I keep adding new ones each unit. So right now I'm in semester 2 and I decided to have a folder for all my semester 2 labs, reflection. I have a best evidence portfolio and I have a project folder. So the project folder I think you might find most interesting because I make a new folder for each project, and then I have required updates, and then the students are supposed to put in information into their folder. So it might look like this, where they answer my questions and they can give me information about who they worked with. They can put in copies of their spreadsheets and pictures of their work and other really interesting things. People put video in. So this has been really successful. At the end of a project, they'll put in their final presentation, which is often like a screencast, something like that. The other thing that I've done too is with the lab reports. They put their lab reports into this folder and then I annotate them. So you'll see that, for this, there's all my notes because I write on my iPad, and this person can get direct feedback in my wonderful handwriting, but it helps for them to make improvements when they can see that. So they have all of it in one place. I also use it a little bit differently for AP Physics because for these guys, I didn't split it up into units or anything like that. They just have all of their stuff in one place. So their lab folders are very full because it's from the entire year, and they can really look back and see how they have been doing and all their growth over time. So it's just use it in different ways depending on the class. What I used to do at the beginning was I was having them post their notes. I found that to be a bit overwhelming for them and for me, so I've stopped doing that. Somewhere around November, I realized I wasn't checking it and it was a waste of their time. So I told them it was completely optional if they wanted to. So that's how I've been using these. The third thing that I do here, besides the projects and the labs, are the reflections. So a lot of times I'll put in a reflection, try to do it at least once a week for them to evaluate their progress or just ask how they're feeling, how did they do on a last quiz, things like that, to that kind of reflection, and then they can write me notes about it. I've gotten good feedback from them in terms of that they like this interaction, and I'll go in and write notes for them occasionally as well. One new thing that I'm experimenting with is this best evidence portfolio. Right now it's completely voluntary. What I'm doing is I'm telling them that because we do conferencing at the ends of the semester, I want them to be able to keep track of their best work. And so I told them that so it doesn't get lost in their folders, they may not remember what they did in February when we meet in May, they could use this folder as their own personal portfolio, like, hey, this lab was awesome, or this project was extra special. Here's where I showed growth. They can write notes, they can put documents. So this is what I'm calling their best evidence portfolio. It's really for them. And you can see that some people are using it. Most are not. We just started this last month. So I'm hoping that they'll start adding more stuff to it so that they're more prepared for our conversations in May.